Hi, y'all all. Welcome to the Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. My producer, the award-winning producer, is making me laugh. There's 2 bottles of wine somebody left for you, Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon just started, said, what you would sound like if you drank one of them bottles of wine on the air. I said, ooh.
I remember that time that I had a chocolate martini right before your show on an empty stomach. The first 15 minutes of the Moon Griffon show that day were something special.
Brandon, let me tell you something. If Brandon's admitting he drank before 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm not saying the dude have a problem, but if he's admitting on the air he's drinking, boy, what is he doing at home, folks? Actually, just to tell him, there was a martini contest through here.
They do it every year.
And they go through, it's about 6 weeks.
Oh, it's more than that.
8 to 10 weeks.
Yeah.
What they do is once a week they come in here at different deals, and so they actually let the host taste the martinis. Now, I didn't drink that because I don't drink it, but Brandon was in here. They had one, and they let him sip on it. So I
didn't sip on it. I downed that sucker like a fool.
You wish you would have just sipped on it.
Yeah, I wish I would have sipped on it. Oh, no, it was a very interesting hour. I definitely made sure not to open up my mic during that time.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Ben. Well, we're not going to put anything in me, I promise you. All right, 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. Brett Munson joins us. First South Farm Credit. I tell you what, if you don't mind, Brett.
Excuse me. Were you speaking to a man named Brett?
I got a guess on.
Oh,
right
okay.
Now, Brett. Do you know this, Brett?
Well, I don't know, but my Brett called and said I needed to get the wine out of the studio. Something about you were drinking it.
No, we were talking about Brandon's drinking habit in the morning sometime on the station. That's
okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and, out of lots of an abundance of caution, take this wine away from you.
I would.
Hi to your Brett. Hi to my Brett.
What does that look like?
A beer. It looks like Bud Light.
Well, it's not as a Pepsi, but it does look like a Bud Light because it's blue on the top. See, I knew that. People walking by going, Moon's in there drinking.
That's a beer.
Well, at least they said Moon's in there drinking, but most of them are saying, I think Brandon's drinking again. All right, 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. Brett Munson, my special guest. First South Farm Credit. Brett, how you doing, bud?
Moon, I'm good. Hey, and just so you know, this Brett likes martinis and wine and beer too. So I mean, we can.
Well, look, next year when they're having this contest, just show up here. I'll give you what day it is, and if you show up that day and that time every morning for about 8 or 10 weeks, then you can enjoy yourself.
Hey, I'll walk in there and surprise you. You'll forget you invited me, but I'm going to show up now.
Well, we'll let you know. But anyway, Brett, right now. If people were looking for land with lakes on it, they don't have to. They got land with lakes on them all around their house because we keep getting all this rain.
Man, I tell you, I'm one of them myself. It's getting out of control, but I guess it is what it is.
Oh, no doubt about it. But anyway, First South Farm Credit, and of course you guys specialize in land and land deals. Talk a little bit about what y'all can do for a customer that maybe already has land they're looking at and want to buy, or maybe they just looking. Talk about what y'all do.
Yeah, Moon, we can do a lot of things for them. People out there, quite a bit right now, actually. We're getting a lot of calls, people looking at buying a lot of rural real estate, timberland, hunting land, all different shapes and sizes. And first and foremost, we're here to provide good financing for them and get them set up with a loan program and loan terms that benefit what they're looking to do. But beyond that, we can get involved and help them look around and make sure that they understand everything that comes along with their purchase, whether it's the value of the timber that's out there, or get them in touch with other people who can help them market that timber at the right time and just really help them see all the value that in the land that they're getting.
Yeah, do y'all go out of this state, or y'all do mostly just work in Louisiana?
We can go out of the state. Okay. The majority of people that we help are here in Louisiana, but no, there's nothing stopping us from getting outside if we need to.
Yeah, but I want people to know that, because there may be somebody from another state coming in or vice versa, and I said, let me ask Brett this, because if it's important, they may have land, people, Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, we always cross and hunt land and things of that nature. And I just figured if somebody's looking at something in Texas, Mississippi, Arkansas, since we right there with those states, I just wondered how that worked.
Yeah, no, we're happy to help anybody that comes along. Arkansas, Texas, Mississippi, wherever it may be, we can certainly take a look at it for them and usually get it done. Every circumstance is different, but yeah, we're happy to help all those people.
One of the things y'all are really good at is if let's just say I had 1,000-acre that I was really looking at, I really wanted to buy. You guys can come in. Y'all can actually go out there and evaluate that land for different things that somebody that really just wants land that don't really know what they're looking at. You guys can come in and say, hey, Moon, here's what you have on this land. Don't y'all evaluate exactly everything that y'all probably financing and helping people get that?
Yeah, we do, and we'll do our best to make sure that people have a good understanding of everything they're getting into. A lot of people are buying acreage simply to go hunt on and don't realize that maybe they've got some extra value in the timber and can use that timber to put money in their pocket or, help pay down their loan. A variety of different things. And so we're able to go out there, help evaluate the land, tell them everything that they've got going for them. If it's something that we don't know or there's a question that we don't know, we partner with other experts in the real estate industry that we can put them in touch with to make sure that they don't have any questions that go unanswered.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, tell people how to get in touch with you, Brett.
Yeah, Moon, we got 12 locations across the state, and people can call 1-800-955-1722, and that'll put them in touch with the office closest to them, or they can just go to our website at firstsouthland.com.
Makes it pretty simple. Offices all over the place, somewhere close to you. All right, Brett, always a pleasure, man. Tell the guys at First South Farm credit. We appreciate them.
Will do, Moon. Thank you.
All right. All right, 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. Folks, I don't know if y'all saw this. To me, this is very disturbing. The West Virginia decision to allow smartphone voting for midterm raises serious security concerns. Now we're talking about maybe they're doing this, Brandon, so they can say, see, Russia's got into this election. For the first time in our nation's history, voters in 24 counties in West Virginia will be able to vote using their mobile phones. And that's where we need more free cell phones out there. While some are hailing the decision because it will make voting easier for members of the military deployed overseas, experts are warning of possible security breaches. Folks, this ought to not be happening. Well, man, come on, the technology. You guys don't, y'all worry about something. Folks, we ought to be voting like we always voted. They ought to have a paper trail that goes with it. Military people can vote. They've always been able to vote. I don't think this is just for military people, though. After researching previously available options, the Secretary's team identified the most electronic ballot delivery technology required access to a desktop computer, printer, and scanner, all which would present significant barriers to overseas voters, especially those in combat zones or engaged in operations. West Virginia Secretary of State's office explained in a press release. The state is partnering with Boston, Massachusetts-based company. The company has developed secure mobile voting applications that allow voters to receive votes, receive, vote, and return their ballots electronically. The application also utilizes blockchain technology to store electronically submitted ballots until election night and requires a heightened standard of identity verification for users than a traditional absentee ballot process. The project is unprecedented in the United States history, being the first mobile voting application, first use of blockchain technology in a federal election. Some of you people for this, I think it's the dumbest thing they've ever done. I think you're looking at ways we look at ways to make it easier to vote. I'll be honest with you, you ought to have to go through something to vote. You find out who really wants to vote. And when I say go through something, go register at the registrar's office. You have to go register. You got to go vote at the registrar's office, or you got to go vote at your precinct. That's how you ought to vote. Military is totally different. But the average voter ought to have to do that. My God. So we're going to make everything easier. And I'm telling you, this is my opinion, the more we make it easier, the more we make it where people can cheat. That's just a fact. And I know technology's come a long ways, but I am not convinced it's come long enough. Military people, I'm getting out the way. I want them to be able to vote the best they can, the most convenient way they can, and I want their vote to count. All right, let's go to Darren in Fort Polk. How you doing, Darren?
I'm doing great, sir. Hey, about that whole West Virginia and the military vote, I'm active duty military. I'm down here at Fort Polk. We don't have phones. These military members don't want to pay the money to buy a satellite phone to call all the way back to the states. That's why we have the absentee ballot. Mm-hmm. That's a bunch of malarkey. They're just looking for a way that they can access other people and personnel to vote for people that don't exist, and then try to blame it on somebody else if the election doesn't turn out how the way.
Well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been overseas when you had to take a vote?
Yes, I use my absentee ballot.
Okay, but it's not a problem, right?
No, it's not. It's no problem whatsoever.
Do y'all get to vote since you're overseas a lot earlier and send it in a lot earlier than let's say the election's November 7th? Do y'all get to vote when? October 1st, October 15th? When do you get to vote?
About 2 to 4 months before the election.
Oh, do you? Is that far out?
Yeah. As long as they've got their finalized list, they send it out as early as possible.
Okay, you say you absentee vote. Do you send it back in the mail? How do you send that back?
We send it back in the mail. And it goes, and the thing is our addresses overseas are actually United States addresses.
Okay.
Okay, because your APO, your Army Post Office, is actually through New York State.
Okay.
So it runs like normal United States mail.
Okay. Okay, well, that's why I was curious, because we want all votes to count, but I don't think that, do you disagree with electronics as well?
Absolutely. I think we should go straight back to paper trail.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I know.
Absolutely.
Everybody said, but that's going back to the Stone Ages. If we don't have honest elections, we don't have anything. You don't have honest elections.
Tried and true.
Yeah, if you don't have honest elections in a country, anywhere in the country, you end up like these third world places that you end up going over to fight in because they are bass backwards, and that's why you end up way over there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Darren.
I've done it 3 times.
Well, God bless you, man. Thank you for your service. We do appreciate it, man.
No, thanks. That's sir.
Humble that you called in. Really are. Thank you, buddy. All right, we got to take a break. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. We'll take a break. Be back. Your calls are welcome. How y'all all welcome. Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. By the way, I appreciate the gentleman in the military calling about that because it's a big concern for me and Brandon. We got it. Military votes have to count. Mm-hmm. They ought to count before yours and mine. As you know, I've been saying that. I just think that this electronic stuff ought to scare people. It really ought to worry people. But the people, it's always watch who's excited about it and watch who's not. That'll tell you if it's wrong or not. The left's excited about it. Man, they can run around town and say, let me borrow your smartphone. Let me borrow your smartphone. Let me borrow your smartphone. It'd be easier for people now, Brandon, they can have drive-in rallies. They don't have to move anybody in a bus anymore to go vote. They say everybody show up at the place and eat. Let me borrow your cell phone. Stay with me, get a few codes, and put it in there and vote. I mean, this is what how it's going to be one day. If the Obama types ever really get a grip of everything in this country, it will never be the prosperity. Matter of fact, it would become a hellhole. That's what people don't want to understand. It happens everywhere it's been tried. Let's go to Andrew in Shreveport. How you doing, Andrew?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing fine, sir. Good to hear from you.
Hey, thank you for taking my call. So, I didn't vote this last election. I took a lot of heat and a lot of slack, especially from my family and close friends, about how I should have voted.
But let me ask you a quick question. Can I ask you a quick question, though? Why didn't you vote? I'm just because I'm curious. No, it's not a trick question.
Well, I didn't. I think that, my vote is precious to me, and they're going to have to earn my vote. So if I don't believe that there's 2 candidates who deserve my vote, I'm not going to vote. And that was my point that I was trying to make to, to my family.
And by the way, I'm not faulting you. I'm just saying I wanted to know your reason.
Right.
That's all.
Right. And I thought that was my vote, a no vote. I think a lot of people who don't vote, I think that is a vote. America speaks when they don't vote, So, I think Trump has won me over, so I'm going to definitely vote for him this next term. And
I wouldn't. Let me go back to what you said. A no vote is, not voting is a vote. It's really not in this case because what happens is people are going in offices with a lot of people sitting on the sideline that are hurting us And we need to beat them. And we can't beat them without a vote. You can't beat
I agree with you.
You know, you just can't beat people without voting against them. I know what you're saying.
Right.
What I got to do, listen, I understand what you're saying. I go vote. The problem is I just pick out the one I want to get beat more than the other one. I know I ought to not vote like that, but people vote like that all the time because I can't stand that one. And this one here I could beat like a yard dog. But so I decided which one going to be worse, and I go vote against them. And I hate to say I do that sometimes, but I ain't got no choice. I feel like you. I feel like you, Andrew. Why am I voting for idiot number 2, who's probably not going to be very different from idiot number 1?
That's right. And I was, I'm like a libertarian, constitutional libertarian, I guess you would classify me as.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I was like bringing up, you know, Donald Trump's record of him supporting Clinton and Obama, and you can see pictures of them golfing together. And he was a big supporter of Anthony Weiner and all of them back in the day. And when he ran for office, I was like, I don't know, man. I'm just very skeptical of all that.
Sure,
and he's just going to be the same. But he has proven to, you know, to be not, you know, who he says he is, and he's proven to me. So I'll definitely will vote for him.
Let me ask you a question, a very important question for you. Are you registered to vote?
Yes.
Okay, because if you're not registered to vote, you can talk all that head you want to. You're not going to vote. So my encouragement was going to be go register to vote today. That way you know you're ready to go when the time comes to vote again. You got a governor's race. You got a governor's race next year too. You got congressional races next year. You know, you need to vote for that in those.
Well, I consider my presidential vote was for the Republican primary, and when I voted for Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
And I consider that was my vote for the presidential election. But, you know, I took a lot of heat. It's like, no, that's not, you know, you can't afford to get Hillary in there. And, you know, I was like, you know, I just wasn't buying all that. But
Trump,
we can't.
To make you feel bad, I'm not a Republican. I didn't get to vote in that at all. But I was not an original Trumpster at all. And I think he's been tough, and I like tough people that get in there and battle. And he's a tough guy that's battled, and I think he's done some very good things. He hasn't done anything wrong yet that I saw.
No,
anyway,
I mean, there's some things he might have done.
Andrew, I got to go. I got to go because of time. Thank you, brother. We got to take a break. More to come. Kathy and Horton, you up next. How y'all all? Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. 844-766-6607. Hickson has that hotline if you'd like to be part of the program. Your opportunity to be a voice. Let's go to Miss Kathy and Horton. Kathy, how you doing?
Hi, Moon. I appreciate you letting me speak. The man you just spoke to, when the one that said that he didn't vote.
Yeah.
And you asked why, and he said, Moon, they have to earn my vote. Mm-hmm. Which, to me, now this is me saying it, this is not you, I find that a stupid statement.
Why is that?
We have already had thousands upon thousands of men who have bled and died, come home maimed, for the opportunity for him to vote. It is a privilege for him to vote.
Yeah, well...
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but I'm going to give him a little kudos in this. What he's saying is they got to earn his vote. I'm tired of voting for the same thing and getting the same results. So I understand that in a way. You do, too. I know what you're saying. You had people die for us to vote. You had people maimed. You had people come back just never being the same again. And that's one of the reasons I go vote. But I think what he's really saying is he wants to vote. He's just tired of voting for people that don't ever deliver. And you are, too. I am, too. We're all tired of voting for people who tell us one thing and do other things. And that's what I think he's frustrated with. And Trump came along, and he wouldn't go vote for him because he watched him on Apprentice and all that kind of stuff, and he gave money to this and that. I understand that. But Trump wasn't a politician either. And that's probably why he won. People got tired of Republicans and Democrats just in general.
I understand. I totally understand. But when we've only got one or the other, it's kind of like you have to vote for the better of the two.
No.
Because you better do something.
No, what you're doing is you said it, but opposite of what I say. You have to vote against. You got to end up voting against the worst one. You may not be voting for somebody, but you got to vote against the worst. But saying the same thing you're saying. It's just I'm saying a little different. You have to vote for the, you got to vote against somebody. I mean, Brandon does it. We talk about this all the time. We end up voting against who we think is the worst person. Or I tell you what people do.
Right.
They'll go in. This happens a lot. They'll go in and let's say you got 7, 8 things to vote for, and the race that you really don't like anybody, they just skip that one. They just end up skipping that vote in that particular election. So I try to vote for all of it, but I'm not going to say I've never done that because I probably have done that before. It's not a common practice I like to make. I like to just pick somebody and say, you know what, I don't necessarily like this person, but I know this person is bad.
You're right.
So anyway, I just
that was just what I had to say.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I understand what you're saying, but somebody that's not voting, Brandon, they got a lot of people that don't go vote. They just get so disappointed. What is that? Is
something playing on the computer over there?
Yeah, it is. There's two ladies talking. You want me to get out of it?
Yeah.
Murkowski's key vote in Kavanaugh confirmation, according to Fox News, signals support for accuser and FBI probe. I wonder if she's listening I wonder if she watched Joe Biden. I wonder if Murkowski is going to use some common sense and watch Joe Biden. I don't understand. I don't understand these Republicans. I really don't. I don't understand. Why be a Republican? Well, you get elected. Murkowski got elected as a Republican in Alaska because she felt like she couldn't win as a Democrat, but she acts like a Democrat. And the thing about it, she wouldn't be reelected if she was a Democrat in Alaska. Now, Susan Collins would. She's in Maine. It's a totally different place. All the Republicans got to do is stick together. This thing's over and they move on. I know, wait till Thursday, Moon. You don't know, this lady might eat their lunch. She might. The thing that needs to happen, though, is this election. People got to go vote. People have to go vote in this election. What do you think the press would look like on election night if they start counting the votes and they were not going to take over the House and they were going to lose some votes in the Senate? What do you think? I'm going to tell you right now, on election night, if Republicans hold the House and win the Senate, I'm watching CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, and NBC. That's where I'm going with all my news. I want to watch it. I just want to see the faces. There's polls out there right now showing that Republicans are polling higher than Republicans. Their favorability is higher than Republicans. But you're not seeing it out there in the press. And you're not going to because they're one-sided. All right, let's go central Louisiana, where my bride's from. Darryl, how you doing?
Hey, good. Thanks for taking my call. Actually, the only question I had this morning was I knew who not to vote for Secretary of State. Can you give me a good choice? Well,
I'll be honest with you. I'm trying not to because I got several Republicans in there I really like. If you vote for Stokes, man, you're just killing us. But the other ones, you got to just go through their records and see who's the best one that you feel like's qualified. And I just think there's some really good ones in there. I like several of them, and I just hate to jump in it. Yeah. When the runoff gets there, we'll take a look at talking about it. If I'll tell you right now, if Julie Stokes gets in it with the Democrat free, I'm voting for the Democrat. I will not vote for Julie Stokes. I'm sick of fake Republicans. I'm sick of them.
Me too. Okay, enjoy your show, and I'll do that. I'll watch for it.
All right, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate the call. Yeah, you got to just keep up with the candidates and check them out. And I'm doing the same thing. And I'm looking at several of them. There's just some good candidates in this race. Stokes is a killer. I mean, but she has the most money. She's raising money from the left, trial lawyers and stuff like that. So anyway, all right, let's go. Paul and Sheraton. How you doing, Paul?
Good, Moon. You're talking about when you vote at the polls. It happens to me often. I try to do my homework before I go vote, but a lot of times there's different things to vote for, and oftentimes, nearly every election, I have to pick the lesser of two evils.
Yeah. I know. I do the same thing.
And you know, it's sad that it's like that, but sometimes that's what you got to do.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to do that. You don't want to do that, but that's not going to stop me from going vote. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's other things on the ballot, okay? And if there just comes a time you can't pull some, at least go vote and vote for everything else that's on the ballot.
Right. I understand, but I think there's a lot of people that are in the same shoes as we are. Sometimes you just got to pick the lesser of two evils.
I know, and everybody hates to do that. We all hate to do that, but it's just all part of it. I mean, unfortunately, that's just the way it is sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Moon.
All right, Mr. Paul, appreciate the call. We're going to do one more for the break? All right, one more. Ray in Lafayette, how you doing, Ray?
Just fine, Moon. I've been listening to you since you were up in North Louisiana, just enjoying the hell out of your programs because you're calling out all of the so-called American politicians for their dastardly deeds that they pull every day. My only comment to you is you need to go dig out Harry Reid's interview after they defeated our boy
Romney
from Utah, where he fessed up that, yeah, I lied, but Barack got elected.
Yeah, you know, I saw that the other day. He said, well, look at the results, or something like that. Yeah, he did. But he don't mind lying just like these other people. They just lie. They don't care about the truth. Let me tell you something. We're a divided country. We're divided bad right now. It's not pretty. So, anyway, we'll see if we can find it. Thank you so much, Ray. We appreciate it. We got to take a break. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. I'll be right back. Hi, y'all. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. If you'd like to be part of the program. All right, we told you that with the FBI investigation, the guy just called about Dirty Harry Reid. And here's what Reid did. I think, Brandon, you got it, what she says, what you did. And
yeah, Dana Bash's interview.
He basically said, we don't care, we won, didn't we? Listen to this.
He revels in playing the political bad guy.
I don't really care. I don't want to be somebody I'm not.
In 2012, he used the Senate floor to accuse Mitt Romney of not paying his taxes, even though he had no evidence.
Let him prove that he has paid taxes, because he hasn't. I don't regret that at all.
Some people have even called it McCarthyite.
Well, they call it whatever they want. Romney didn't win, did he?
Now, Reid works closely with several...
That is. I mean, but this is the Democrat Party. And now, Avenatti, Stormy Daniels' lawyer, just now, early this week, claimed, now he's got a picture of a woman, claimed she was gang raped by, the day before the deal, gang raped by Judd and Kavanaugh. I mean, they went from a woman who claimed that he was touched, almost raped, to a woman who said he took it out and wiggled it at her, and now to a gang rape, and I guess if this doesn't work, it's that he had sex with a 4-year-old boy. This the day before, everything just eating up to it. Folks, all politics, all the time. All politics all the time. I'm just telling you, if Kavanaugh doesn't go in, and we'll beat them at the poll, I would hope Kavanaugh would make every one of these women prove all this. And prove it. They would have to with me, especially if I had not done that. So, this is the latest today, and I don't know what'll come out tonight or tomorrow, folks. It could be a 4-year-old kid. It doesn't matter what they've done. Just like Harry Reid, he just said it. He didn't care if he lied or said anything. Hey, he didn't become the president. This is what you're dealing with. Folks, it's hard to deal with that in the public because the truth doesn't matter to them. H-A-T-E, hate. This is all about hate. This lawyer's a nut. I saw a deal the other night. All these Democrats were talking how bad this lawyer was, how discredited he was. And so he comes out with this, and I saw one, well, I used to think that, but not really. Yeah, I'm one of the ones... I'm one of the ones that think that I'm ready for this to be over too because it's not going to stop until they win. And the problem is they don't care how they win. They don't care how they win. They really don't. They don't care what they say. They don't care what the truth is. Folks, that's a lost country. We're divided because of the left. They're going to divide. Anybody that would kill a baby and kill a baby and kill a baby will lie. And this is what they're doing. This is unbelievable. I cannot believe. Well, let me back up. I do believe it. I understand what they're doing. All you got to do is watch it from the political standpoint. Juanita Broderick claimed President Clinton raped her. That wasn't no problem. All the sexual stuff. You had James Carver, Louisiana's very own, abused women. And now this. I don't know what's going to come out tonight or tomorrow. With them, it doesn't matter. They're tearing this country apart. Trump's not doing that. Trump's not tearing this country apart. Trump never tore this country apart. It's being tore apart by the left and the ignorance. They want to control your life. They want your life to be no better than anybody in the inner cities. This is all they're doing right now. They want to control people's lives. What you think, what you say, how much you can make, where you can go, where you can't go, climate change, all that craziness is the same thing. And to somebody's real, I'm pretty real, this blows my mind how bad people can be, how evil these people can be. So we saved this to the day before. We save the other one, which is the joke. This is probably a bigger joke. And then the first one. All this stuff in between. Let me tell you something. Feinstein don't care. Schumer doesn't care. They don't care who they destroy. They don't care. They don't mind killing babies before they come out the womb, but they only care about that. They don't care about somebody else. And this lawyer's a nut. There's a lot of people think this guy's getting ready to get disbarred. Headliner Drudge, go new accuser claim gang rape now. I mean, the day before, say it again, should have been sworn in last Thursday. These people should all have to go through the court system and prove whatever they want to prove. But they're not. They bring a big old headline, new accuser claims gang rape. I could see tomorrow morning saying someone came through, somebody that's 30 years old now, claiming a 40 years old now, they claim, well, I was only so-and-so, and this is what he did to me. Because, see, this is not, and your boy Schumer said it yesterday, this is not a criminal court. This is not a criminal court. This is not a criminal court. Yeah, because if they was in a criminal court, this would be over. This is a political court. Dems can win in the political court. Democrats can win in the political court because they have a press corps that's destroying this country and dividing this country. This country is being divided. It's tearing itself apart from the left, but that's how the left has operated in everything that they've ever been involved in this country and around the world, and those countries fall on their rear ends. This is exactly what's going on. And the thing about it, the things that ought to bring us together, Christian nation, which by the way, we're way post-Christian nation now, the Constitution, which they're destroying that every day. You know, families, mom, dad, and kids. The divorce, I mean, everything they can destroy. Killing of a baby. Pregnant, you don't want the pregnancy, kill it. Folks, you got to be pretty dumb not to see what the left has done in this case. Every day, every day, every day, every day. A whole letter. Anita Hill, who was a joke too, but at least she came and testified while the committee was doing that. If this thing goes on any longer, there'll be 19,000 women come out, Brandon. And this is where we live in right now. Divide and conquer is a horrible, horrible death for a family, and a horrible death for a community, and a horrible death for a country. Because it's from within. And this is what's going on in this country right now. This is a horrible way to die, folks. I'm telling you, from dying from within. I mean, you think because you're fighting war and somebody come over here and kill you, we're dying from within in a country, the greatest country that's ever lived, with great things happening. And they want to get rid of a Supreme Court justice. By the way, if this happened and Trump puts up another one tomorrow, Brandon, they're coming up with the same thing. I don't care if they put up a woman, they're coming up with the same thing. They go and find something back in high school that may not have even gotten close to happen. No information on the first two says anything. This one right here with the nutted up lawyer. This lawyer's one of those sicko lawyers to represent Stormy Daniels, for God's sakes. There it is, folks. I do not know what happens now. You can book the left will be out there, and I'm sure they already do it in Brandon. We can't have it. We need an FBI investigation. But why don't we swear him in, and then y'all go do the investigation? God bless Brett Kavanaugh. I mean it with all my heart. God bless that this thing would blow back up on the left to slaughter those people back into the ground where they belong. We'll take a break. Be back tomorrow.